It is the RIOT podcast. Isaiah, some bad news today. I don't know if you saw this. Kevin Hart, he's in a wheelchair.
That's not news you ever want to hear.
No, you don't.
About anybody.
Definitely not. Now, he's only going to be in a wheelchair temporarily, but he posted out that he just injured himself, and he injured himself bad enough that he can't walk. The way he injured himself, you might be wondering, how did he do that? He challenged somebody to a race.
Oh, no, not an embarrassing injury.
Yeah, and not only did he challenge somebody to a race, he challenged somebody that you would think he would know he didn't have the upper hand against, you could say. He challenged former NFL running back Stephen Ridley to a race. Stephen Ridley retired from the NFL in 2018. I have to imagine he's
pretty fresh. 2018.
2018. He's got to be several years younger than Kevin Hart in that case, because I believe Kevin Hart is 40.
Yeah, he's 34.
34.
Where Kevin Hart is 44.
44. Got it.
Isn't that kind of surprising that he's 44 years old? I feel like he
seems young. Yeah.
He seems young. I would have guessed like mid-30s.
He seems young. He seems like he's in good shape too, I would think. I mean, I've seen him in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game.
I've seen him trying to sell his Fabletics or whatever he's got. Those shorts that he's always advertising on Instagram. They look good on him.
He's in good shape, but not good enough to be able to run a 40-yard dash against a former NFL running back and not escape unscathed. But a non-contact injury, though. It's kind of crazy.
And we've talked about this on the show before. I get, like, if you're like a jogger, if you like to run, then that's like that's an okay thing to do for your health, right? But we've said before, is as an adult, for anything other than going for a jog, you really shouldn't be running.
Yeah, and challenging somebody to a race, who does that?
Like, you're 44 years old. When was the last time you raced?
I'm nowhere near 44. And I would never just say, hey, like to another grown adult.
Like, well, we would never race.
Race you to the door.
Yeah, like we would never race. There's never even been a time. We've said a lot of dumb stuff on the show. We've had a lot of dumb ideas. We've never challenged each other to race.
I'd sooner fight you than race you.
I know. Running, that sounds crazy. It just sounds bad on both sides. And what, am I faster than you?
Yeah.
At what point in your life
what good does that do you?
Being fast was like the coolest thing when you were little, though. When you were in like 4th grade or 3rd grade, if you were fast, that was like a cool thing. That was like a top 3 trait. Being fast, being tall. I don't even know what the third would be. Being funny. That's all that mattered up until like 8th grade of your life.
Yeah. But now, what good would it even do me to be fast? How could I actually use that in everyday life?
Like there's no point in my life nowadays where being fast would ever be a flex to anyone, to a woman, to a friend, to a boss.
They're not going to be impressed.
Like, what am I going to say? Like, what area of my life could I possibly use that as a credible thing?
It only really helps you if you're playing some kind of sport.
Yeah.
But just in any like practical walk of life, it's just not going to do anything for you.
Like at this point in my life, if people see me running and it doesn't look like I'm going for a jog, they just assume that something is wrong. I'm late for a flight.
Yeah.
My girlfriend has been taken. I don't know.
You're being chased.
I'm being chased by an armed robber. Like that is, once you reach that point in your life where you're over the age of like 18, if you're running for any reason that's not going for a midday jog, there must be an emergency happening.
Yeah. So this was a ridiculous thing for Kevin Hart to do. Obviously, not great that he's injured, but I mean, that's kind of what you get when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, sorry, Kevin. I think he thinks the same thing now at this point. Oh, we got a good show today. Lots of good stuff coming your way. We do Choice Champions. A lot of feedback on this one with the kids' cartoons.
Yep.
We also talk about a TikTok trend that, shocker, doctors don't like it.
And we love it.
We love it. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
You know, there's a trend that's been going around on TikTok and stuff. It's girl math. We talked about it previously.
Yes.
It's like the idea of some examples would be, say, if I buy something with cash, it's not real money. It doesn't count. It's girl math. Or I return something to the store for $90 and then spend $100 on something else. I only spent $10. So it was a good deal. That's girl math, right?
Yeah.
I have a new application for girl math because it doesn't always, to me, I just discovered it doesn't always have to be money involved in girl math. Here's my girl math. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I've been, you know this, I've been dieting. I've been counting calories for a while now. It's gone pretty well. Lost a lot of weight. But when you're counting calories, you got to count every calorie, right?
You're supposed to.
But what if you have like 3 chips at 10 a.m. and then 4 more chips at 1 o'clock and then like 6 more chips at like 5 and then maybe another chip before bed?
Well, then you had a lot of chips.
You had a lot of chips, but any individual time you didn't have enough chips for it to count. Girl math. I've been doing a lot of that lately.
Yeah, that's, yet again, girl math isn't a good thing to practice.
I don't know. We got a lot of support for the girl math on our reels.
I'm sure we did.
On Instagram.
Because people love to do girl math.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel better about yourself.
Does.
And so you know what? If that makes you feel good,
Mm-hmm.
you can do whatever you want.
It makes me feel good every once in a while. Just have right now we got the pretzel peanut butter nuggets in the other room, and I've been doing that with those. If I eat 3 at a time and space that out by like a 4-hour period, those 3 at a time don't count. I don't add them into my calories, and
Before long, you're not going to be counting ding dongs.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just
Why
close
one
enough.
at 1 o'clock and 1 at 9? Does it count that I ate 2 ding dongs?
Well, I looked it up. The serving size is 2. I only had 1. I'm not going to do the math on that. It's just not worth counting. That's girl math. So that's what I've found. And by the way, unsurprisingly, my weight loss has slowed down a little bit as of late. Probably due in part to that. So that's where I'm at right now. But I'm at least I'm keeping up with the trends. You know.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Everybody seems to be sharing this story of the spotless giraffe that was just born in Tennessee.
This is my first time seeing the actual giraffe.
Yeah, you've seen the headlines. You never clicked on it, did you?
I'm a little disappointed.
Why is that?
Just doesn't look as cool as I thought it would. Because it's like brown. I thought it would be all white.
Yeah, it's kind of like every other animal.
It looks like a moose or something.
Yeah. But, okay.
Or like an antelope. It looks like an antelope.
Can we just take a second to be shocked, though, that this giraffe was just recently born? Look how big it is.
Pretty wild.
A mother had to give birth to that. That's wild to think about.
Well, if you see the big giraffe in the background, it's a pretty large creature.
They are massive animals. But everybody's talking about at the Brights Zoo in Tennessee, they just welcomed a brand new baby giraffe that has no spots. It is entirely brown. So maybe, on a giraffe, I guess it's all in how you look at it. But to me, a giraffe is like kind of tan with brown spots. And since this giraffe is all brown, maybe it's just all one big spot.
Could be.
Or another way to look at it is that the giraffe itself is brown and it doesn't actually have spots. It has like a spider web kind of design on it, and this giraffe doesn't have that. Nevertheless, it's completely brown, which is unusual for a giraffe. So unusual, in fact, they believe it's the only one in the world like this.
Well, we can't be sure of that. That seems like quite the assumption.
We can't be positive, but giraffes are what? They're in zoos, and then there's like some of Africa where they have giraffes, right?
Yeah.
So they probably have a pretty keen eye.
Oh, you think they've got an eye on every giraffe?
I think they've got them. I think I think that's a reasonable assumption to make. They say, so now it's the only one in the world, and previously, I guess if you went back to the 70s, there was not one but 2 at the same time. One was in the wild in Uganda, and the other one was at a Japanese zoo, it looks like. So it's been a long time. We're getting to see something special here. But I do want to know, Isaiah, the giraffe does not have a name yet. What would you name it?
I'm not sure.
You don't have a good giraffe name in mind?
Not off
Something
the
that
top
could
of the
play off
dome.
of its spotless nature?
Not off the top of the dome.
This is
Spotless.
spotless. What if it would be funny to name him Spot? Or
Spot.
her. I think it's a girl. I also thought Crumbles might be a nice name.
Crumbles.
Yeah. Doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it's spotless.
Maybe George then.
Yeah, I think, well, it's a girl.
If we're just giving names.
George for a girl.
We call her Bella.
Have you ever heard of something more ridiculous? I don't know. Yeah, I think Spot would be funny, though.
Spot would be good.
Yeah.
Dot. Call her Dottie.
Yep, that's a good one, too. The world seems to be captivated by the spotless
And
giraffe.
I don't know why, because it looks like a normal giraffe.
Now that I've seen it.
It's not special at all.
Yeah, I think I'm...
no way, shape, or form would I ever consider this special.
I think I've kind of... Would you be confused if you saw this at the zoo?
No,
and you
I would
didn't
just
know
think
it
this is a
existed?
different form of giraffe.
Yeah.
Like, I would just think, this is just the boring giraffe, the
It's
one
like-
that's not dotted.
That it's like a different race or something of
Yeah.
giraffe or
The other ones look way
species.
cooler. The ones with the white on them
Well, don't
look way cooler.
Now you're insulting this poor
Well, this
baby
is like
giraffe.
the-
It's
this
just
is-
born.
It's the most boring giraffe there is. It's all brown.
That's a pretty mean thing to say to this giraffe.
I'm just saying, I mean, they're making a big deal out of this one. I would prefer the other ones if I had to choose. The other ones have the cool texture on them, the cool little
Yeah.
design with all their spots and whatnot. This just looks like an antelope. That's what it looks like, a
maybe
deer.
all the
It looks
other
like a deer.
The other giraffe are going to be jealous now. They're going to be thinking, why does this guy or gal get all the attention? She's not even a real giraffe compared to us. Probably.
She looks like a doe.
There's going to be strife among the giraffe community, I bet. In her herd, she may be rejected.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, I've got a question for you. And I guess technically you're allowed to not answer this, but when was the last time you actually went to the doctor?
The doctor?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Do you have a doctor?
I don't have a doctor.
Then it must have been a while then.
Long time ago, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to make you feel bad because it's the same for
Don't
me.
worry, I don't.
It's the same for me. And in fact, we aren't alone either. Only 34% of Americans have visited their primary doctor in the past year. You think that's low?
Really?
Yeah. We're all
Nobody's going to the doctor. That's crazy.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, everybody was going like every day. So it's
Yeah.
wild that nobody's going anymore.
Yeah.
We all feel that good? Dang.
We're feeling good. We're feeling healthy.
Everybody's feeling hot now.
Yeah.
We get out of this little COVID spurt and everybody's Mr. Healthy all of a sudden.
Apparently. Or could it be this, that you just got doctored out at that time?
You were sick of them telling you you're sick every single day?
Yeah. Or
You actually need to go to the doctor once a week and shove that thing up your nose every day.
Or you're just tired of going every week, and then they'd be like, yeah, we can't really do much for you. You just got to rest.
You gotta stay at home, don't see anybody for a while.
Yeah, doc, I can't do that.
Don't go
all
into
the time.
work.
Yeah. I wish it was that. I wish it was that simple. Yeah, 2/3 of people are like you and I and just apparently don't go to the doctor on a yearly basis. And of course, they asked the question in the survey, well, why? And this is unsurprising to me. 53% say that it's because your out-of-pocket expenses, you're worried that those are going to be too high, whether it's a copay or you haven't hit your deductible, or maybe some people don't even have insurance at all. And so, or whatever you're doing isn't covered, or all these different various things that just make you worry that going to the doctor is going to cost you too much money. And it's a better financial decision to just be sick, to keep dealing with your ailment, than to actually go see the old healthcare professional.
Is this like surprising to anyone though? Because I feel like your real reason for not doing anything is because it's too expensive.
More often than not.
Like 90% of the things I don't do is because I'm like, well, I don't want to spend money on that.
Yeah. If I knew going to the doctor was free every single time, I would go more often. But
everyone would be way more likely to go.
Yeah, I would go more often. I still wouldn't like it. I don't think I would enjoy it, but I think if I was
sick,
the times when I was on the fence, then I'd go. Where now, unless I feel like I might die, I don't usually go.
I'm not going unless I am dying.
Yeah. I need some hard proof that I'm about to keel over before I drive to the doctor.
I show my face in that door.
Yeah.
I better be down bad. I better be down the worst.
Yeah.
Before I walk into there.
Because can you imagine you walk to the you go to the doctor and he's like, actually, we'll give you this one little pill, like you're actually not very sick, or, that injury will go away on its own, that type thing. And then, oh yeah, but we're also still billing you $58.
It's going to be more than 58, brother.
Yeah, 58. I'd feel
a routine checkup's like $200 to walk in there.
I think it's $58 to shake their hand.
Yeah, it's $200 to walk through the door.
Uh-huh.
And then it's another $100 for them to tell you there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
After they put the little thing in your ear and they looked in your nose and then they had you open your mouth and they're like, well, that's going to be $400.
Yeah. So
I saw the back of your tongue, dude. You got to get that out of here and pay me.
Long story short, if you're not going to the doctor, we don't blame you because we aren't either.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Earlier this week, Isaiah, we talked about if you're a guest at somebody's house, you walk in, something that might make you want to instantly turn around and walk out.
Yeah.
Now we've got the flip side. It just so happens a new survey has come out about when you're having people over, behaviors of theirs that might make you want to instantly kick them out. Do you have any that instantly come to mind? You have people over all the time. You're always having in and out friends of yours.
Mm-hmm.
They ever done anything that where you just like, this behavior can't stand? This is my home.
My friends are pretty respectful of my place.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything as of late that anyone's done that I found super offensive.
Uh-huh. What about the age-old debate? Do you have a big stance on shoes on or off in your house?
As long as your shoes aren't dirty.
Yeah.
You can keep them on. That's fine.
I'm always respectful of people. So if I go to their house and they're a shoes off household, I take my shoes off. If there's a shoes on household, I feel more weird about that, but I will leave them on if that's what they request. But I'm definitely a shoes off household for me, even though I'm not going to get riled up if somebody comes waltzing in and leaving their shoes on,
Yeah, I usually take my shoes off as well. Sometimes I'll wear slippers. I have all wood floors.
Yeah.
I don't have any carpet in my
Easier
house.
to clean.
Yeah, I don't have any carpet in my house. So obviously, if someone has carpet, I feel like you're more likely to take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Rather than if they're wood floors.
I think the people that some people like to leave their shoes on when they come over, right? I think every household should have those things that, like, if you have the cable guy over or whatever, he has to go through your house, your plumber, and they put those little blue things on their shoes.
Oh, the slips?
Yeah.
Those are unnecessary.
Every house should have them. I believe those should be in every household.
You think you should give those to guests?
I think they should be an option, yeah.
That's a wild thing.
Then everybody could be happy and comfortable.
Why can't you just take your shoes off?
You could, but some people don't like to do that. Maybe they have weird feet.
Well, you're not. I mean,
their feet stink.
You're not like whooping out your bare toes. That would be. I would say put them back on.
Yeah, but maybe your socks.
If you're not wearing socks, I guess.
Maybe you forgot you don't wear socks. Maybe your socks also smell bad.
Well, then you shouldn't go to a guest place.
Or they're like yours and they have a lot of holes in them.
You shouldn't go to friends.
You think you should just stay home
until
you get proper socks?
If you're going to have this much of an issue walking through the door, if I say, could you please take your shoes off? If that's a real sticking point for you, like, oh, no, I didn't expect you to say something so crazy as that, then maybe you just shouldn't go to people's houses.
We did.
Maybe you should stay at home for a while.
We've done long enough just on the shoe thing. If you've got something that you have had somebody do in your home or they were a guest and you're like, oh no, this can't be.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
But this is one of the most wild things I've seen, and I want to know your thoughts on it. There's a video going around at a recent Flow Rida show.
Well, Flow Rida can get kind of lit. Kind of crazy at Flow Rida. Back in 2003.
Yeah. And or in a Kroger commercial. And Flow Rida at his concert, somebody sent their baby up to Flow Rida. They had a crowd surfing baby at the Flow Rida show.
I'm in danger.
The baby made it up there into Flo Rida's arms. Made it just fine.
Who brings a baby? Who brings a baby to a Flo Rida concert?
Somebody who wants to get down. Somebody who's ready.
He brought him up on stage.
Yep.
Because he was in the crowd when a crowd surfed to him. Then he brought him up on stage. Held him up like Simba.
How do you get that child back to the parents?
Nobody knows whose baby that is.
Should you?
No one knows whose baby that is. It would start to crowd surf back. And they'd be like, whose baby?
Yeah. And then any stranger
and it's
could
shoulder
just
to
take
shoulder.
It. Yeah, it's crowded. It's a big crowd there. There's no guarantee you're getting your baby back.
My baby back, baby back.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee at all. Now that said, that's a cool baby.
What's a baby doing at a festival concert? I don't understand.
It's a baby that likes to have a good time, enjoys some music. I don't have a problem with that. Do you?
Like Flo Rida's trying to sing, right?
Yeah.
What happened to that baby starts crying? There's a microphone right there.
It's probably loud.
That's what I'm thinking. He has no headphones on.
Yeah.
There's no ear
earplugs.
protection for this baby.
Probably not good for it. I don't know. I don't condone the parents doing this, whoever brought this baby and let it crowd surf. I don't think that's safe. I do think the baby's cool.
But this is a baby we're talking. This isn't like a 6-year-old.
No.
This isn't like a 4-year-old. This is like an 8-month-old.
It's wearing a diaper.
This is a straight up
diaper
8-month-old.
and no pants, it seems. That's something only a real baby can do.
You ever crowd surfed?
Yes. I didn't make it to the stage though.
How long you go for?
I faintly remember it.
Did you jump or did you get lifted? It's cooler if you jumped, but you can say you got lifted.
Yeah, I got lifted.
Did your friends lift you? Or was it random people that lifted you?
No, it was some of each, I think. We were all kind of going through, it was, you know how you do it. Where it's
I've
like,
never
all right, it's my turn.
crowd-surfed.
It's my turn. And then
everybody else is crowd surfing, huh?
Yeah. You just take turns. You just each lift each other up. That's what we did.
I've never crowd surfed. I want to crowd surf now. Maybe I'll crowd surf. I'm going to a festival this weekend.
You should do it.
I don't think this is going to be a crowd surfing type of
It's such a rush.
a festival. But I'd love to.
Yeah,
I'm jealous that you did it.
You should give it a try.
I'm also not one that, I'm one that if someone's crowd surfing, I would for sure hold them up.
Yeah. You kind of don't have a lot of choice.
You have to, or else they fall on you.
Yeah, I've crowd surfed once. I've gotten kicked in the head by crowd surfers a lot of times.
You think that when you crowd surf, maybe that was your top concert moment? That was when you felt the coolest, maybe?
I guess maybe felt the coolest in the moment, but was it the best moment? No, because I, again, only faintly remember that. Whereas, there's other stuff I can be like, oh, yeah, I remember this at the concert. That was a good time. So that's how I'd chuck that up. But you know what? This baby's cooler than you because this baby's crowd surfed.
At the age of 8 months old.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
We're food fighting on the Riot. This food fight brought to us by you, kind of. We had 2 new kinds of chips that are out in stores now, and we had to decide which one to try first. We have the new Doritos Spicy Pineapple Jalapeno flavor, which won out over the Lay's Kettle Cooked Ruffles All Dressed crossover. So here we have the brand new Doritos to try. And I was surprised, first of all, Isaiah, to notice that they're not colorful. The actual
they
chip
look like
themselves.
Cool Ranch, huh?
Yeah. Yep. That's right. I thought they would have some kind of different hue, some kind of dust on them. But no, it's just looks.
The bag looks cool.
It does look cool. Is that like a hummingbird or some kind of?
It looks like
a parrot.
Which is the one that does the pecking?
Woodpecker.
It's a woodpecker. I think.
Is that what it is?
It's either that or maybe a hummingbird. Maybe it looks like it's got a long beak on it. I can't be sure. It looks sick though.
You're not an ornithologist. All right. Well, the spicy pineapple jalapeno Doritos.
Smell. Ooh.
Yeah.
Smells spicy.
They smell good though, don't you think?
Smells kind of hot.
Yeah.
This smells good. It smells like a sweet spicy. What's the name of this again?
It's spicy pineapple jalapeno Doritos.
Oh, we love that. We love that. Let's give these a try. Let's give them a try.
Yes, of course.
What do you think? Listen to that crunch.
Whoa, yeah, they are crunchy. Whoa, now that is a unique.
Whoa. I already got a comp.
You do.
It's a little lime-esque.
It's real fruity. Like it's not sweet, but it's very like real pineapple juice.
Is it even hot? I'm feeling a little heat.
It's a little spicy. It's like a comfortable spice to me. Spice that you can sense, but it doesn't derail you from eating several of them because, you know. But that really...
I wanted more spice.
That's what you're hoping for?
This is not spicy enough. Here it comes. A little after spice.
It's not all... It doesn't hit you all at first. Now, the pineapple flavor does. And so for me, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like...
slow burn.
I don't like pineapple flavor enough to enjoy these.
Really?
Yeah, pineapple's not my thing.
I think so. This here, when you think of like spicy Doritos, right? You think of like the hot ones. Like
yeah.
Maybe think of like the Flamin' Hot flavor. This is not a Flamin' Hot Cheeto flavor. This is a Flaming Hot lime, like the chili lime they have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
More of that flavor with that sweet lime.
And oddly enough, too, they specifically point out that it's pineapple jalapeno. I don't get jalapeno flavor at all. I just taste a ton of pineapple with some spice in it, and this is certainly not my thing.
This is pretty tropical. I think it tastes good. I like them.
If you like pineapple,
I love pineapple.
Then it's right up your alley. But for me, I guess that's good. They put pineapple in the name. If that draws you to it, you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
It's like a fruity tropical spice. That's how I would throw it down. It tastes good. I'm a fan of it. I like it. It's just enough spice to get your mouth warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
But you could eat a lot of these. It's a sweet flavor. It's a sweet spice.
I think giving these a score, ranking these out of 5 U's, if I rank them for accuracy of the flavor and if you actually want a pineapple, if you want the flavor that's on the bag, I think it's a 4.25 out of 5. But for me personally, how much I enjoy it, it's like a 2 out of 5. Because I don't like...
You're giving Doritos a 2?
I don't in the pantheon of Doritos, these are probably the least favorite Doritos I've ever had.
So you're rating these on Dorito.
On a Dorito scale.
This isn't an everyday chip. This is an everyday chip scale. This is Dorito scale.
Right.
Because if this is everyday chip scale, this is like a 3.8 for me. If you had a bag of these at a party, I would grab some and put it on my plate and eat them. So that's like a 3.8 on everyday chip scale. I wouldn't buy them, but if they were available at a party, I would eat them. But at the same time, Dorito-wise, these are not one of my favorite either.
Yeah.
So Dorito-wise, they're more in like the 2.8 range I'd give them.
Yeah. Like imagine you saw these just sitting in a bowl at a party. You grabbed a handful.
I for sure
would.
And
to me, I'd be disappointed if I didn't know and I was expecting Cool Ranch and then I got these instead. I'd be like, well, that's sad. I don't know if I want all of them.
See, I don't know. I don't hate them that much. I'm gonna bump them up into the 3.3 range of Dorito scale. Chip range 3.8. I'm grabbing them at a party, but if I have other Doritos available, I'm gonna buy them. I would never buy these.
All right, another food fight in the books.
But
the
you should
spicy
try 'em.
Pineapple jalapeno Doritos.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Now, Isaiah, you shared something with me here that's actually pretty interesting. It is 5 types of friends that every person should have.
Yes. I like this a lot.
You do.
Because I think this is a good thing for everybody this morning, a therapeutic thing for us to go through together.
To figure out if we have all these 5 friends.
On your way into work, you can kind of do a little reflection period.
Some self-evaluation.
To see maybe there's a hole in your life, in your friendship circle. Can we analyze it? Maybe work on it.
All right. Well, let's go through. Number 1, close friends. Everyone needs close friends.
People you've known for many years, been with you through the ups and downs.
Got it.
Next.
Yes, I've got that as well. Somehow close friends is meaningfully different, according to this, than lifelong friends.
Could be different.
How could you have a lifelong friend that's not close?
I think your lifelong friends are close friends. Or maybe also, lifelong friends could be someone that you could call upon. Like, I have lifelong friends that I don't talk to every day.
Yeah.
But I can call upon them at any time.
If you need a favor?
If I need anything.
Yeah.
And, I have a lifelong friend who I don't talk to every day. I'm in his wedding in, a month. But I know that every time I see him, it's going to be normal. Like, we're never going to have an awkward period.
Yeah.
It's just not how it works. We've been friends since we were, 4 years old.
Yep. I've got a friend like that too, but I would consider that a lifelong friend and close friend. I think lifelong friends are probably going to be close friends, but close friends may not be lifelong friends. Next up on the list, friends of convenience.
Oh.
So this could be friends that are just convenient in your life right now. Maybe they happen to be your next door neighbor.
That's a good one.
Or just maybe they're somewhere where you frequently hang out as well, so you see them all the time anyways.
You're forced to talk to them.
You may be. I mean, you're not forced, because then they'd be more of an acquaintance at that point, right? But friends of convenience, where you happen to see them, and then when you do see them, since you're frequently crossing paths, it's good to have somebody that you actually get along with.
Yes, that way when you go to those places, you always have someone to talk to.
Yeah, because it makes sense if you're going to, what's a good example? If you're going to
maybe a place maybe like a restaurant that you frequent all the time, maybe somebody else who goes there too.
If
you always see them there.
Yep, that I've had people like that. If you're going there alone all the time and you don't see, you might be less likely to keep going there.
Yeah, or you go to the dog park friends.
Yep.
If you go to the dog park frequently, you have friends that go at the same time as you. Those are convenience friends.
All right. I think your convenient friends could also roll into work friends.
Need to work on those.
You don't have... No, I think it's important to have a work friend, because I've had jobs where if you don't have somebody who's kind of on the same page as you, where you can both complain about all the same stuff, gossip about the same people, whatever, and just, have somebody who's actually going through the struggle of work life with you, it's just not the same as going home and telling your significant other about it or whatever.
Like, how much can you complain to your significant other before she's like, I get it, all right?
And they're just not going to understand either, because they're not there doing it with you.
Like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
You should see Nene in the afternoons. He drives me crazy. No, I'm joking.
I hope to have a work friend one day. And then finally, the same chapter of life friend. That's interesting. That's an under-discussed one, I would say.
As you move through different phases of life, it's important to be supported by others who are experiencing the same struggles. And so it's like, as you're moving through, maybe if you're going from college into the working world, into trying to get, maybe you're having a girlfriend, a wife, things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of especially with girls and stuff, a lot of the girls I know, they get married at the same time as their friends a lot of times, and then they're all going through that process together.
Yeah, no, because it's definitely true. If you're the one married friend of the group or the one single friend of the group, then that's weird. So you need to, it doesn't mean you can't ever hang out, but it is helpful to have people on the same page as you, or I'm sure once you have kids, then if you're the one friend in the group that has kids or that doesn't, that's weird. So you do need some people that are on the same page as you, in the same spot in life, financial, all this stuff. So it all makes sense.
And the final thing it says is you may not feel like you have a lot of friends, but it says that one friend can fill all these roles.
Of course.
And so even if you have just one person that maybe you work with, that's a lifelong friend. You don't have to have 17 different friends to fill these. You could have 3 friends to fill all five of these.
There you go. But
if you don't have some of these, maybe work on it.
Yeah.
Make a work friend today. I know I need one.
I'm sure going to try.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
Oh boy, we have got quite the choice champions for you today. This is going to be good, so be ready to text in at 8772-RADIO-U for which team you think is better between Isaiah and I as we snake draft the best kids cartoons. We're keeping it kids cartoons. The Simpsons not included. South Park, Family Guy, Rick and Morty. This is stuff that's meant for children. Isaiah has the first pick. Lead off whenever you're ready.
I'm in such a tough spot here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in between two things. But I have to stay true to myself.
Uh-huh. I know which way you're going.
Which is always trying to win. I'm going to take SpongeBob at number 1.
No, you did not.
Took SpongeBob at number 1.
I wanted SpongeBob.
Who's not going to take SpongeBob at number 1?
I was sure you would not take SpongeBob. I thought I knew what you would take, and now I'm considering taking it just to swipe it from you out of spite.
You don't know me.
You knew I wanted SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Number 1.
This is the first time I feel like the rug has been pulled out from under me in this event. All right, so now I get 2 back-to-back picks, but my clear number 1 seed has been swiped from me.
Well, stay true to yourself.
Uh-huh.
Don't let this sway you.
Yeah, because I could take one that I know that you're going to take. And
I don't know.
It's something I like, but it's definitely not my number 2 seed.
Mine are pretty outside the box today.
Are
I got
they
some
really?
weird ones.
You might be overlooking one.
I think you might be
then.
surprised.
Fine, I'm just going to go with the next 2 picks. I'm taking Looney Tunes.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, such a wide variety of stuff in there. I've just got so many iconic characters now. Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig. Come on. And I will also take Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Some classics back to back there.
Yeah, that's right. Some iconic characters. And I thought what swayed me on Mickey putting that up here was that Mickey, he's still going strong now. Looney Tunes, I don't really know what they're doing now. The old Looney Tunes, I love them. Mickey Mouse is still, actually the new Mickey Mouse shorts just came to an end, I believe. But those are still worth watching. Like, they're still making great Mickey Mouse stuff.
It is good stuff. I'm in shock and awe that you didn't do me dirty. I was totally bluffing. Scooby-Doo it is for me.
I knew you'd say.
I wanted Scooby-Doo at 1.
Uh-huh.
But that's my favorite of all time. But I knew SpongeBob was the more overpowered pick.
Yeah.
So I had to go Scooby-Doo. I had to wait on Scooby-Doo. I was going to be upset if you took it because, yet again, it is my favorite of all time.
I strongly considered it.
I thought you might steal. I thought
wouldn't
you were
be true
to
myself.
Thought you were going to steal.
I like Scooby-Doo, but I wouldn't. He's not a top 3 seed for me.
So for me, I'm going to go. I have SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo, and now I get the back-to-back, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which I'm going to follow up with a little bit of Pokemon action.
Really?
I love Pokemon. That was one of my go-to shows back in the day. So, Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
Come on.
Gotta catch them all.
One of my favorite cartoons of all time.
All right. Well, I've got one last pick here, and I told you before we started, if you swiped one of mine, one of my top 3, I'd be flailing here, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm between 2 strong options that I enjoy, but am I really jazzed to be picking them? No. But I'm just going to go with, and I love this, and I'm keeping it, I guess, very old school with my picks. I'm going to take Popeye.
You're going to go Popeye? So you're feeding into our older listeners. Okay. I like your style. Find your niche.
I wish they would bring Popeye back and make make him popular with kids again, because Popeye, I mean, you watch Popeye now. Yes, it's not in color, but he's just like beating people up. How can you not love that?
Yeah,
it's just animated violence.
Popeye is good.
I love it. All right, so my team is Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse, and Popeye. Isaiah, you have?
I've got old SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo, and Pokemon.
Text in which team you think is better and which one we missed. 8772 RadioU.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, RadioU.
We're in the midst of Choice Champions. This might be the most feedback we've ever gotten in a Choice Champions. I love to see it. Lots of people texting in at 8772 RadioU with their votes and some honorable mentions in our Choice Champions draft of kids cartoons. Isaiah, your team, you had the first pick is
SpongeBob. Oh, you want me to go through all of them?
Yeah, go ahead.
SpongeBob with the number 1 overall pick. I followed that up with Scooby-Doo and then Pokemon.
And then I had Looney Tunes because SpongeBob was swiped from me. I also had Mickey Mouse and Popeye, all of their cartoon library. So here's the votes coming in. Thomas. So probably Hudson's team for nostalgic reasons, although I do like Pokemon. He says we missed Adventure Time and Phineas and Ferb.
There was a lot of people calling for Phineas and Ferb, which I considered for Dr. Doofenshmirtz alone.
I like Phineas and Ferb.
Good show.
Perry the Platypus, another good character.
Me and my dad love that show.
Dee texted in. She's voting for you, Isaiah. She also would have Kim Possible.
Good show.
I love Kim Possible. Schoolhouse Rock. I didn't even think about that. I'm a big Schoolhouse Rock fan. And another good one just had a good movie come out recently, and that is Teen Titans. It's a good list right there. Sybil says we missed Gummy Bears. You ever watch that?
I've never heard of Gummy Bears.
It's like, I've seen it. It's like Care Bears. You ever seen Care Bears?
I've seen Care Bears.
Oddly enough, I think they're very much from the same time frame. Abraham says we missed Animaniacs.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
I like the Spider-Man cartoons. And X-Men. Some classic X-Men cartoons that we're missing out on there. Max texted in SpongeBob. He must be on your team then. We also have, let's look at this. Greg, he voted for me, even though he had Scooby-Doo as his best cartoon of all time. That means you really messed up the rest of your list.
He doesn't like SpongeBob or Pokemon much, I guess.
Apparently not. He likes Voltron, He-Man, and Transformers.
Nice.
Are the other ones he would have gone with. Shauna voted for you, hands down, because of Pokemon and Scooby-Doo. And she says, this was one I thought about, Tom and Jerry.
It's a good show. I do like Tom and Jerry.
It looks like your dad voted for you.
Shocker.
And Regina is going for my team because of Looney Tunes.
I love that.
And, one more from Trevor. He says, you get the win, and we missed regular show. You ever watch that?
I've seen the regular show, yeah.
You have any more that you almost voted for?
I almost picked Phineas and Ferb was one I heavily considered, but the other one that I would have taken before that, which no one texted in, which I'm heavily disappointed in.
Yeah.
It's one of like the top 3 greatest cartoons of all time. That's Avatar.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't take that.
I considered it so heavy.
Yeah.
But I thought, because I've talked about it on the show before, so I had to do Scooby-Doo and SpongeBob, and then I mixed it up with Pokemon. I was between Pokemon and Avatar, but I've talked about Avatar before, so I went with Pokemon to give our Pokemon people some love.
I was thinking about one of the closest ones for me was Jimmy Neutron.
Ooh, that's a good show.
Really like Jimmy Neutron a lot. Fairly Odd Parents also. I'm a big fan of that. Some old Nickelodeon cartoons, some would say. But man, I think if you put Avatar on your list, you might have won this time. But yet
You're
again,
gonna give yourself the win again.
Undefeated.
It seems as if I had more votes again.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Could there be a trend on TikTok that just once there weren't doctors coming out saying stop doing it?
They're always so sensitive.
Yeah.
What's this one?
They want to suck the fun out of everything. Although I don't know if this is what I would call fun. I don't know if you've seen people going around on TikTok cracking eggs on their kids' heads.
This is like one of the most popular trends I've seen recently.
It's super hot right now. Lots of people are doing it. Do you find it entertaining?
I think it's funny to see the children's reactions.
You do?
Yeah.
I remember.
They always look so surprised.
Yeah, it is surprising. But I just watched a compilation. Can we cut and start over?
Of course.
I just watched a compilation of it, and I don't know. After like 3, I think I've seen enough. But I think it seems harmless fun, right? It doesn't even hurt the child. It's just cracking an egg, whatever. But doctors are coming out saying that they don't like it. Got a doctor here, Dr. Megan Martin. She's a pediatric emergency medical consultant at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in Florida. Johns Hopkins, she should know a thing or two, right?
You'd think so.
She says this is not something that benefits kids in any way. First of all, newsflash. Everything doesn't have to benefit kids. Sometimes adults like to do fun things, too. And she says, I honestly don't find it entertaining. She says,
oh.
Yeah. She says that the prank could have, in fact, her and several medical experts say the prank could have unintended short-term effects, including bruising a child's head or spreading germs from the egg.
Oh, no.
The kid could have a bruise. Explain that one.
A bruise?
What if the kid has to go to school and it's like, well, where's Johnny? Where's that bruise come from? Oh, my mom hit me in the head with an egg.
It's all in good fun.
People would believe it now because it's actually going around so much on TikTok. She said, this is another quote from Dr. Megan Martin. We're literally smacking salmonella on their foreheads.
That's so out of context there.
Yeah.
It's going to drip down into their mouth or touch the forehead, touch the tongue. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think if
I had to guess, you're not going to get salmonella from a raw egg.
I think
it literally never happens.
It feels
just
unlikely.
everyone knows. People eat raw eggs all the time.
But then she goes on to say, it's harder to get a toddler to drink fluids when they've got a stomach bug or food poisoning, and so they're more likely to end up in the hospital for IV fluids.
This woman just needs to stop
This
talking.
is a crazy
jump,
path she's going.
jump. Wild.
First thing, you crack an egg on your kid's head. Next thing you know, they're in the hospital because they're dehydrated.
This is why kids are so soft nowadays. It's crazy. Are we really going to just, oh my gosh, coddle them like this? We can't have any fun. No fun. No fun. We probably should just not even let them go outside because of the dangers of the world. They'd be safer playing video games in their bedroom, I think.
Yeah.
Wrapped in styrofoam.
That's sounds about right. I don't know why we have to jump to these wild conclusions. Think of the worst case scenario when it's just somebody cracking an egg on a kid's head.
Yeah, that won't even be when you think about little kids too. Little kids are so chaotic. You really think that's the worst thing that's gonna happen to them that day?
Yeah.
They jump off of slides. They're running around. They're
taking their bikes off of sweet jumps.
They're rolling down hills.
Eating dirt, probably. Pooping their pants. They literally, some of these kids are pooped their pants that day, and we're worried about them getting an egg cracked on their forehead.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.